Hello, 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 and welcome to this final boss fight live stream of D&D. My name is John, and I am joined tonight for this game by Steamed Chew.
Hello.
By Obsolete Goat.
Heyo! I'll be using the wheelchair rules from Mustang Art today. Thank you again, Mustang Art, for letting us use them.
By Smitty.
Hi everybody, the Warlock is back once again.
Yay!
By Rogue Trader Enthusiast.
Hello! Insert funny quip.
That's a pretty good one.
Haha, good quip. And by Ben the Quest Giver.
Hello.
There he is.
Already in character.
Of course.
When
it's
is
good
he
to
not
see
in character?
you here.
Did somebody just make a spring noise?
Yeah, I heard that too.
I did too, it's like, that definitely weren't me.
I has a new toy.
Oh no, has he got a soundboard?
I have
I
a
like-
little harp.
I do love how I saw every Discord circle light up as we all went, oh no.
Oh no!
Ben, who is now correctly labelled on the stream overlay with his new character name. Because you guys have levelled up to 7th.
Yay!
Woo!
Right.
Speedy now.
Which means new and exciting spells and things. New fave sound, says Random Sean.
Everyone's saying, oh no.
Everyone's saying, oh no.
So that means we like the spring sound, right?
Sure.
Yes.
Slide whistles next.
Oh no.
Sounds like this as well. Maybe I should get one and just toot on it.
Thank you to Tales of Gaming Addiction for resubscribing for 20 months in a row. And yes, Rogue.
This is probably bookkeeping, and I'd have asked if I turned up on time. Can I get a second aura?
How big do you need this second aura to be?
5 foot.
Yes.
I'm good, but I'm not remembering I have 2 auras good. And make it whatever color you think means fast.
Green, 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 green.
No, red, because red ones go faster.
Oh, blue.
But green
Blue
means
goes
no.
fast.
Yeah, but red ones go faster.
Red one does go fastest, but maybe we should do purple because purple is so fast.
That's what I could have
There's
sworn
green.
that in that documentary that I saw.
Thank
That
you.
the blue one went really fast and the red one hit hard.
I'm just looking forward to when if I somehow get a third aura that could be like a 15-foot aura, because then I've got like the full traffic light.
I can't do third aura.
No.
The auras mod only allows for 2 auras.
But then how can you say ora?
You can't.
And how
But at
are we
least at
going
the
to have
moment you can
another?
do ara.
How can we have another frivolous argument about Warhammer lore for no apparent reason in a D&D game?
Easily.
Yeah, you can
Purple
do that
aura
fairly
is best
simply.
aura.
You don't need an aura to do that.
Yeah.
Look, I stand by the best thing to do when you've got when you need more Daka is you paint the Daka yellow, then red. Because it's red, which makes it armor piercing, then it's yellow, which means it's explosive. Then it pierces armor and blows up.
Anyway,
I's a good weird boy.
use a weird boy.
Look, my username is literally Rogue Trader Enthusiast. I've thought about this too much.
The last time this group got together,
Chaos ensued.
you finally fought to a standstill and managed to defeat Trissa Orvinda and rescued Zara, the long missing girlfriend of Toya Chris. All of you bleeding quite heavily from wounds. You looked at some of the remaining people that were on this in this drow encampment and spotted the various unifying wounds amongst the dead bodies of stomachs or chests being exploded outwards as if something had hatched from the inside, forced its way out of them.
I've never been too keen on puberty.
Yeah, it's not a great time.
Have you tried second puberty?
I'm enjoying that right now.
Is that
guys.
like second breakfast?
With Zara now in tow, you travelled back up to the Goblin Marketplace, a floor up, where Zara said she would like to travel with you, if you will let her. In exchange as a thank you for saving her life. But that she would need a few days of rest to fully recuperate, having been kept in some fairly squalid conditions as the drow attempted to break her. You have agreed on this. Toya and Zara have stayed within the Goblin Marketplace, but I believe that everybody else is planning to head back up to the surface to either Nefira, you're going to go and look after Trollskull Manor for a while.
Indeed.
And the rest of you have got some other extracurricular activities, downtime activities planned that we are going to go over. I mean, this session, that's what we're doing here now. The game is now.
Can we make sure that the second we get up outside, we make sure that the drow in the tavern is now in my shop? The one that we sent to the tavern, for sake, we're just like, we're gonna just run ahead real fast. You just have a drink.
He works at Thingamajig.
Oh yeah, we sent them over already. We already sorted that out.
Utilising Vaacin's sudden new ability to run real fast.
In case of the zoomies.
Hey, everybody else who's nearby gets the zoomies too. I'm not selfish.
You're just pushing me.
No, it's more like maglev. You're just slightly raised off the floor.
You ensure
The wheels, is it?
you ensure that the drow is gone from Trollskull Manor before any of the rest of the party return.
Still doesn't smell right in here.
What's the fantasy version of Febreze?
I have ethanol.
Prestidigitation.
Just rubbing alcohol. or prestidigitation. I have that, but I prefer rubbing alcohol.
Just trying to think,
If
maybe
we're
we
just
should
doing alcohol, we could just crack open a few of the bottles.
Come to think of it,
That'd be lovely.
Nefira, would some prestidigitation ones be useful for the tavern?
Possibly, yeah. Hadn't really given it much thought.
Well, there we go. There's a thought. That's
We'll
the
do
whole
some
thought.
housekeeping.
That is the entirety of the thought.
Good session, guys.
Yeah.
I think we've
Right.
achieved a lot.
Back again next time, right?
Level up, please.
No.
Oh, we solved the cleaning crisis in our tavern.
Master achieved a reasonably amicable
I'll use a
discussion.
sample prisms on it.
Let us start this session by saying, Vaacin. The first day of this downtime, you have some shopping
Yes.
that you had left on the surface to pick up when you are next here.
I also have some additional shopping to do.
Okay, let's do that then, because you return to the magic shop that I definitely have my notes on ready for you to say things.
You
Cool.
We literally discussed this before the
In
session.
the meantime, music break.
I forgot to open the notes, is the problem. You return to the secret wyvern, where you are greeted by the single-story building with several stained glass windows, and the short female elf by the name of Marla. Now, remind me what shop you'd left the cursed blade that didn't leave your hand.
Yes, the idea was hopefully to, like, one, uncurse it, but also maybe repurpose that curse to something useful.
So as you enter, she gets a look of recognition across her face and pulls out the blade and places it on the counter. And I have removed the curse.
Fantastic.
This is a normal sword now. And I have this, and she pulls out a scroll with runic markings on it. I can use this to enchant a weapon to be summoned to your hand.
Ooh, that's so cool.
How long will that take?
It should take about 24 hours.
I mean, we're here for a couple of days. No. Yeah.
Okay, Vaacin's gonna pass Scale Edge over and just be like, right. Do I need to provide an anchor or anything?
Yes,
Do I need to be here?
I will not. You don't need to be here, but I will need something that is other than the sword, something that is special to you.
Ooh, I don't know if I'm about to commit sacrilege on it for any dwarves here. I'm gonna get out that dwarven crown that I've been wearing as an armband.
Okay.
It's the first real piece of loot Vaacin ever got. World engineering. It means something to him. And I sort of like take it off. It's not the magic crown because that's been sold a while ago. It's that dwarven
The
crown.
non-magical crown that you just sort of kept as part of your hoard.
Yeah.
You had it as a bicep bracelet.
More or less, yeah. With the idea that maybe I'd get more crowns.
She pulls out a small eyepiece with a gemstone at the end, gemstone lens, and she looks through it at the crown and then at the sword. This should work.
I mean, it means something to me, but I suppose it probably also means a lot to dwarves, come to think of it.
Well, as long as it means something to you and the magic binds to that, then your sword should be summoned to your side. If it's specifically if it means anything particular to any specific dwarves, we'll see.
No, Vaacin just sort of like grabs her back and is like, no, wait, no, I should give that to a museum. If I'm gonna, rather than like turn it into a bangle of summoning a sword.
Well, it's just to tie it to yourself. You don't need the item to summon it.
Oh.
It's to provide a connection between yourself and the sword.
Oh. And Vaacin gives it back.
It will require attunement to the sword. You'll need to spend some time with it, but I'm sure that'll fine.
Happen. Please be careful. It's a weapon, but also a religious relic. So.
Yes, I can see it's quite special.
Immediately pulls out the hammer.
I thought she was going to say, like, oh, there could be, like, some dwarven means more to the dwarf you. The sword's going to go to them. There's, like, some dwarven child out there being like, wow, I really miss my dead dwarven dad who was a king. And now just has a quarter. Oh, I'm no longer destitute.
A sword that he can't attune to because he's not a member of the monastery. Until that one day, 300 years from now, when a dwarf joins the Ascendant Monastery.
I just want there to be laser on, but
Can I join your monastery?
Oh, sorry, we got
I want there to be
completely
a
off the
fight
rock.
now between you and a dwarf later on down the line, just constantly reclaiming the sword.
Goes back and forth.
I'm entirely down for that. But John can sort it out.
Going hand
Only
over
have to have
hand
that
with it.
exact voice. I will voice them for you.
Yeah, you
Is
might
that going to
have
be your
to.
backup character now?
Yes, my backup character is a child dwarven prince who really wants Mason's sword. I'm sorry, DM.
Vaacin, you mentioned some other shopping that you wish
Yes.
to get done.
So this is a bit more bookkeeping-y. One, I'm just going to sell off that Moonstone Blade. I do not need it.
Okay.
There's... I do want to grab some potions of water breathing. And maybe some healing potions. And possibly have a look for those lightning javelins again. But also, whilst I'm here, I don't know if there's anything magical about that whip. So I thought this is the right place to ask. The scourge?
The
drow
scourge.
had?
Okay. Marla pulls out the same crystal lens thing, looks through it. No, this is a mundane scourge. Drow design. You might get a little bit extra for it if you find a collector, but it's not magical.
Do you know any? I mean, you can split the difference on a finder's fee if you want.
I don't, I'm afraid. No, it's not something we normally get people in here searching for.
Fair enough. Yeah, Vaacin just sort of stashes back in the back pocket, passes over the Moonstone Blade, says, I haven't used it, but because this then turned up like the next day. But thank you.
You'll want a refund?
I mean, I was going to just sell it back, but if you're going to give me a full refund, I'll take it.
Remind me, how much did you pay for it?
Do you expect Vaacin to remember that?
1,000 gold.
I don't know. Quick scan on TNTP for how much that costs. But the only other things are like potions, water breathing, some healing potions, and those lightning javelins.
Okay.
From last time.
Lightning javelins.
I remember those not being cheap.
Javelins.
Javelin and lightning. There we go. It's an uncommon item.
Okay,
That helps.
that does help. Vaacin, are you shopping with anyone in particular, or
I will happily take anyone with me. I understand Nefira probably has some bookkeeping, so I imagine I probably invited them to come along.
sorry, what was it? An uncommon?
It's an uncommon, yeah. Javelin of lightning.
That will be 300 gold pieces for the javelin.
So that's what, 30 platinum?
Yes.
A
It's
very
like
expensive javelin.
See what they do. I slide 30 platinum across. Take all three.
Okay.
Cool. We could do the rest of the bookkeeping later.
So how?
Oh wait,
look,
no, the potions aren't there. Shite.
We'll come to the potions in a minute. who has gone shopping with Vaacin? Who is here for this scene?
I mean,
well, I was gonna say-
everyone surface side would have been invited.
I'm working.
Currently
I
looking
have
for
so many
something.
orders to fill. Jacob, why didn't you turn anyone away? There's like 50 orders here.
You did
How
not.
did you sell 50 guns?
I love this image
Very
now.
good.
Yes, clearly.
I've got this image
Hey, at
now.
least
Facing,
someone-
grabbing Nefira. We're going to pick up Wol, and then we're just witnessing this chaos.
This wall being like, there's so many orders, Jacob. Stop serving customers, please.
Okay, I
Jacob's
will
like-
shut the shop for a few days.
He's like, but this child, they want a bazooka. He's like, no.
Hey, Wol, you got a queue going around the block. Did you know that?
Have you considered a waiting list?
What's this side? Buy one, get one free.
Fuck off.
It is a good deal.
Jacob, no.
I take down the sign. I shut shop for a few days. I look into waiting list.
I'm more curious about this one. It's got a hold up on it. It just says bullet with your name on it.
Is special offer. If you carry, no one else has.
That's actually a really good idea, Jacob. That's so smart. Wow.
And what's this anti-tank rifle?
It's like,
No worries.
Wait, okay, forget the anti. What's a tank?
yeah,
I
what is
know,
it?
that was going to be my next question. Because it's got that one offered behind the desk.
Jacob, what's a tank? Why do we
he's-
need an anti?
Do not worry about it.
What did the trout make?
Should we take a tank down with us?
I don't know. How big is a tank, Jacob? Could I put it in my pocket?
No.
Could I fit in the bag of holding? Oh, okay.
Only tanks I know are like really big barrels.
There's a big barrel down there.
Why would you have a gun for shooting one of those?
I don't know.
Oh, shut, I love that. A water-filled vessel, anti-tank, and now water is everywhere.
Water is everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, unironically, that's actually where the name tank comes from.
Yeah, I know.
So
Jacob just hates barrels.
Ben is on this shopping trip.
Is not on the shopping trip.
So Wol, Vaacin, and Nefira. Does Nuri want to go shopping?
No, I'm not fussed this time.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything that I need.
Wol, Nefira, and Vaacin, can I get perception checks from you, please?
Oh, God.
From me?
Yes.
Jacob, what are you doing?
I need to get proficiency in perception, because otherwise that happens.
Wow.
They are bad.
I found lightning javelins, that's all I care about.
Vaacin,
Reason's got a lot on his mind.
we'll come back to that. Because I want to just quickly... Nefira, what... Is there anything you're looking for in the magic item shop?
Now that you said that, where's my notes? I mean, if they've got some +1 armor going, that'd be nice.
What sort of armor would you be looking for?
If they got anything in +1 leather.
Let me have a quick look.
You could grab some studded leather, the bullshit armor of D&D.
Look, the studded leather is for special occasions only. Right now, it's just plain leather. Give it an hour and 20 minutes, then I'll need the studded stuff.
You could get armor of gleaming, be nice and shiny.
Yeah, it's real fun.
Look, we haven't quite waded through the sewers of Undermount, so when we get there, we can get there.
No, I don't want the deck of several things.
The deck of several.
Oh, you
That's-
get glorious studded leather.
Ooh.
Unless
Or-
a jack of many things.
Whilst wearing this armor, you get +1 bonus AC. You also get a bonus action to speak the armor's command word and call cause the armor to assume the appearance of a normal set of clothing. Decide what it looks like, color, style, accessories, but it names normal bulk and weight. And the illusory appearance lasts until you change it or remove the armor.
So you can literally be like anime girl. You can be in full plate mail, but be anime girl.
It's how bikini armor works. It's all glamoured studded leather.
Hell yeah.
Distraction bonus. Although now that you said that, it's like really tempting to go full Power Ranger.
So
it is rare, however. It's
rare.
gonna be expensive.
Yeah. So I realised I was like, oh yeah, no, not gonna afford that one.
But you could go around in a bikini and distract people. Really distract them.
Oh wow.
No, you distract
There's
them.
a 2d10 there.
No, you distract people by dressing in drag and doing the hula. Everybody knows this.
But I need someone to be a nice bit of tasty meat.
Yeah.
You're looking at him.
You can
I'm
find
a
some
4-course meal.
Hey.
You can find some leather armor, Nefira. It's 18,000 gold pieces.
On hearing that, several elven words are expressed. Small elven children are shocked and beholden at the language I just used.
An elven mother just covers their pointed elven ears and ushers them out of the shop.
Why are there kids in an armory?
Little Timmy needs to get his first shield at some point.
They have to start learning at some age. Elves take a really long time to learn things.
Apparently.
I'd like to learn its imperfection. Ah, my God, my wallet is screaming. No, put it back.
As you collectively leave the magic item shop, Vaacin, you are looking at the javelin of lightning that you've just purchased and walk square into a pillar.
Oh no.
Sorry, was it 30 platinum each or?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, no, wait. Oh, bollocks. I thought it was 30 for 3. Oh, sad times. Fine, I've only got one.
You are looking at the javelin of lightning you bought and thinking about how good it would be to have all 3 of them. And you walk squarely into a pillar, not noticing it there.
Ow. My nose. My
Wol and Nefira. You spot walking towards the magic shop as you are leaving it. You see 2 students wearing the robes of the Blackstaff mages.
I think I'm at my shop, DM. I don't know if Arm went with them.
Nefira! I thought you dragged Wol with you, but apparently...
No, Wol is currently trying to get Chakov to carve random people's names in bullets to sell. That's such a smart idea. You know, like gift shops where it's like, you know, your name on like a mug, but on bullets instead.
Why do they have a board?
It's like, Chakov, make them a board.
Nefira, you spot this student wearing the robes of the Blackstaff college. And they're walking into the magic, towards the magic item shop. And you just hear this snippet of conversation. I can't believe she's in town. She's such a good teacher. She's so rare that she makes it to Waterdeep. And the other one, but what's she teaching? Because I know she doesn't commune often. And the first one's talking about divine magics. She's an expert. And then they go into the shop and you lose the rest of the conversation.
Doing that whole thing like Nefira's like turning around, listening to the whole conversation and walking backwards and stops by the side of Vaacin and pulls him off the pole.
Thank you. I'm gonna I'm gonna talk to the lady at the front. There's a couple of things I still need.
Okay. I just got some interesting information.
Oh,
Yeah. Someone's in town. Well, we're going to have to go see the Blackstaffs, I think.
that sounds cool.
Yeah, someone
like-
good in divine magic. Might also be helpful for Nuri as well.
Huh. I think Vaacin's just sort of like looks very interested whilst doing lay on hands on his face after walking into the pillar.
Yeah, you missed a bit, and like points to a scale like right in the middle of your nose. It's still cracked.
This is like, ding! Nice shiny nose for a little bit. Dragonborn Rudolph.
Yes. Meanwhile, Nuri,
Yes.
back at Trollskull Manor, where I assume you are at present. What are Nuri's plans?
Well, as you know, we've come out from down underground now and really been doing much and that. I'm gonna go back and visit the monastery, which I grew up, and see if they can actually tell me what I'm looking for, because I've spent all this time going into dungeons and I still have no idea what I'm looking for. They just told me that it was special to the monastery. And, you know, was something that I'd know it when I see it.
This is where Nuri is also after the sword. It's a three-way fight.
No. This is the thing, is that Nuri is naive enough that she is actually looking for something. They just wanted her out of the monastery.
Oh, bless.
They were just like, no, you're old enough. No. Go out on your own now. She was dumped there as a baby and grew up, and it's like, no, you're old enough to get, and she was like, but I live here. And they're like, right, well, we give you a special quest.
How many monastery babies does this party have?
And then,
It's a going trend.
yeah.
It's
And
enough
went
to run
back
our own
again.
monastery.
Childcare is cheap.
I don't think any of us know our parents.
I mean, I might do. I just don't know who they are.
That awkward silence goes to say that a majority of us probably don't.
No.
Chakov, do you know your parents?
Yes.
Okay, so Chakov knows. That's 1 in 7.
I mean, we know as much as that they are clearly gnomes.
It's a good sign.
I don't even know if my mum is a tiefling.
Yes.
That wasn't me thinking, that was me saying your character name now. As the rest of the group has headed out shopping, you are in Trollskull Manor with Nuri, and Nuri is planning to head to the temple. Or to the monastery.
Temple, eh? Monastery.
Monastery temple.
Nuri, I don't know much about your monastery. Would they be able to help with mental issues?
No, they're very good at sort of calming people, I suppose, if you're following their rules. You know, it's sort of
what
a
are their
way
rules?
of calming yourself. Well, for us following the normal monastery rules and that.
And if I follow the rules, I won't have to worry about getting scared, or I can control my anger.
Well, it may help. I mean,
Oh,
some of their
that's all I
ideas
need
and
to hear.
suggestions. I mean, some of their ideas and suggestions might help you. Depends whether you want to become a religious man.
Well,
Yes, man. Yes, man.
I
Human. no, not human. You're not human.
They're going to change me into a human? Wow,
a religious being. A religious being. There we go. I was trying to find the right
We used to have a crown for that.
group to put you in.
Yeah, we did. And we sold it.
Well, I'm not sure about becoming a religious-y.
Oh.
Is that necessary? Is that how you stay calm?
Well, yeah. I mean, I speak to my patron that I wasn't actually I wasn't actually a monk, or I'm not a monk. I just growing up and being around them, had to sort of become something to sort of stay there as long as I did. So cleric kind of fitted the bill.
I mean, I
I'm not
suppose
highly
it's worth a
religious.
try, but I don't know much about becoming religious. But if it can help, and it means that I don't have to get so scared by the spiders. Or get frozen so much when I see those.
Yeah, I mean, I
Well.
would say for that at least they'd have some good ideas to.
They come out.
Yeah, just to change
Right.
your mind about them, maybe.
To change my mind. No. I'm not gonna change. They're evil. I don't know if a change in the mind's gonna be on it, but I need to be able to handle it better.
There's no harm in you visit, is there? That's the bottom line.
No, you're right.
We're going off for a jolly. To the
So, Nuri, your temple is the Spire of the Morning?
Yep.
So you head Underscum, damn it, and Nuri back to the 7-pointed temple of the Spire of the Morning. The many copper and gold and silver points mirroring the sunrise out of the center of Waterdeep.
Yeah.
And as you head inside, you see the usual one way off into the temple of Lathander, the Morning Lord, and the other way off into the monument to
Lathander, isn't it? She is her.
Lathander is your patron god.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's been ages since we selected it, so I was like. Yeah.
But yes, the other way off to the monument to those who defeated the Death Curse.
Oh, I know this place. They have a statue of Riordan through there.
Have you been here before then? Or?
I needed to clear my head before. It was about the best place I could think to come to. I'd go and spend the night with Riordan's statue. She's the only person who made sense to me. At the time. I mean, I've got to know you a lot better now, but at the time.
Well, it wouldn't be a bad place for you to come and rest and relax, change of scenery, and that's always
That's
good.
not the problem which I have, though. It's when I go down there, it's bad memories all combined.
maybe helping you to visualize it as somewhere else, like here, might help.
It's kind of hard to see the difference between heaven and hell in that, to try and make them look the same to you. I don't know whether I have the mental capacities to do that.
No. Well, I'm sure we can figure out something. Anyway, you should enjoy your time while you're here again. Like a holiday. You ever been on holiday?
What is it? What is a holiday? Is it like this walkabout which I'm doing?
It can be. It's just you go somewhere completely different. Sometimes even across the seas. Or, or to a different village or something, and you take time out and you see the different surroundings and that.
And I did that. Reardon saved me from that dungeon, and then we went up to A-Star, and then from A-Star he told me to go for a walkabout and find myself. So I've been on 3 holidays, 2 holidays, 3.
It's not always finding yourself.
I went down as well, so I went down into those mines, so it's 3 holidays, yeah. I've done 3.
Sometimes it's just a case of having fun. When was the last time you had fun doing something that you... I haven't heard you play your guitar for... Is it his guitar, is it, that he plays? Old? Is it...
No one
It's
really
bagpipes.
likes that.
Bagpipes, that's it. Yeah, no, don't worry. I was thinking
No
of
one
somebody
really
else.
likes that music. I'm not very good at that. It's not good music.
I know, but you enjoy it.
Well, not so much when you see everyone else's faces. That sort of... No, I'm all right not playing for a while.
What about learning something new?
Like what?
Learning a new instrument. Bagpipes, what about something like, harpsichord, or even... Yeah. The monastery has a choir. Maybe listening to them might help.
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe that... Yeah, maybe.
Might give you some new
Worth a
inspiration.
try, like you say. Inspiration, yeah. Maybe that's what I'm missing.
You look across to the temple to Lathander. The floor made of pink marble. The symbol to Lathander. Triangle solo. New instrument learned. The symbol to Lathander, the dawning sun, engraved into the floor. And you see there are a lot of clerics and priests milling around, worshippers coming and going, and it's a busy building. And if you head into the temple itself, it doesn't take long for one of the clerics to look over and notice the pair of you that have come in, and a look of recognition passes over the person's face, and they disappear for a moment.
I was about to say they turn and run.
Not run, but very determined walk the other way.
Friend of yours? Do you know that one, Nuri?
Yeah, I think I'd take it she would do.
You would recognise her. You might not necessarily be able to put a name to the face immediately, but she was somebody that you would have been here with when you were at the Spire on a more permanent basis. and a short time later, the leader of the temple, or one of the higher-ups in the temple, a human cleric by the name of Athasar, approaches. Ah, yes. Hello.
Hello.
You have returned?
Hello.
Oh, I haven't, but Nuri has.
Yeah, I mean,
Not that.
you didn't say that I could come back any time. I mean, you did tell me to come back when I'd found something. I mean, I found lots of stuff. I don't know if it's the right stuff, so I thought I'd better come and check.
Find it.
Yes, but I don't know what it is to find. I mean, I found a whole load of other stuff, and then it got stolen from me, and then, of course, I met Linhart, and there was that whole thing. I brought him back here, and he got mad at me, and he said that was the right thing.
No,
I know it's not Linhart.
That was definitely not the right thing.
Well, you know what it is when it's brought back. You don't sound too sure that you know what it is.
It is something that will advance the worship of Lathander.
Advance the worship of Lathander. How? How will it advance them? No, I don't get this religion stuff.
I mean, not you. I mean, one of the higher-ups told me that it was a relic which had been taken from you.
Yes. Yes. It definitely was.
And a relic will advance it? How does that one work? Is it like a board game? Is it a die?
Yes. It's a die.
Would Nuri and know that he was sort of making it up?
I think it's fairly obvious that he seems to be trying to make it up as he goes along.
Can we do an insight check to see?
Do an insight check. If you roll like very low, you're taken in by it.
Because it would be sort of third time, so of course Nuri would have been sent out the first time.
Nuri's probably getting quite suspicious at this point.
Now, yeah, would have been sent out the first time. It wasn't. Back with Linhart. He told her that she couldn't bring Linhart anywhere near the monastery for reasons. To go out and find something else.
So I've got a 10 there. How do I take that on the inside list?
You very clearly can see that he is pulling this out as much as possible.
Right. Can I see how that looks like it's affecting
Now it's
Nuri?
come through. Yeah, there you go.
Nuri, yeah, you definitely can see that Athasar it seems to be trying to make this up as he goes along.
How does that make you look, Nuri? I know it's an odd question, but I'll be looking at you, so...
I'd be trying to sort of follow along and be like, yes, I know all of this, I've been told it before. And I'll sort of eventually... I think Nuri might actually crack ever so slightly for the first time and be like, look, I can tell that you all don't want me here, and I don't know why. Why is it that this relic is so important, it's even real? It is so important that you need to get me away from this place.
I would like to look... Basically, we stood behind Nuri and look really cross, just in case Nuri has to make a roll here. I want to make it in... basically intimidating look behind Nuri, staring right at the cleric.
The no be mean to my friend roll.
Yeah.
Whichever one of you has the higher intimidation.
I have a +6.
Well, I have +2.
Okay, that'll be me then.
Roll me intimidation with advantage.
Right you are. So that's 23.
Cool. Athasar turns a sort of white sheet color and sort of takes 2 to 3 big steps backwards. I really shouldn't say much, but it's something orders directly from the High Radiance.
Would Nuri have ever spoken to the High Radiance? Or would it have ever been Stina?
You would know who it is and would have been at talks with them, but you would not have been one-on-one with this person.
Yeah. Why would the High Radiance even bother about me? He's got much more important things. Never even bothered to say hello.
The High Radiance has got nothing better to do than talk to you, Nuri. I'm sure of it.
He's never talked to me, but he's clearly talking about me.
Exactly. It's time for a proper conversation. I'll leave the complicated words to you. I'll just be behind you.
Yes, slay.
I just look at our friend again. So, where are they?
They're in their office.
It's time that you take us.
Yes, I will see if they are available to
It's time that you take
speak
us.
with you very shortly. They might be in the middle of something now, but I will go and you will see them.
We will go with you.
Yes, come to the
You're
waiting
right outside
area.
the office.
And you can wait in the waiting area, and I will go and speak with the High Radiance, and
I am literally going to be following him as close as I can the whole time. Even when it comes down to this is the waiting area. Come on. I don't know what Nuri wants to do on this one, but I'm literally just...
No. I mean, I'll be following. I'll be like, yep. Just think, you've essentially done which Linhart wasn't managed to do, and he's a half orc missing an arm, with tentacles coming out the side of him. So I'm like, I'm following. We're going.
they
This
lead
is where we
you.
find out the High Radiance isn't actually real.
Yes.
Don't look
It's just
behind
a
the curtain.
puppet. Yeah.
Meanwhile, we will, while you head to the waiting area and you wait there, we'll head back to the other group. Nefira,
Yes.
what shopping do you wish to get done?
Really, magic armor was all I had on my list.
Okay. What
Everything else is now a little bit outside my price range.
What information of what you have heard do you tell to Vaacin?
Pretty much just, a couple of black staffs were talking about some divine person coming for a visit. Yeah, it might be nice to have a chat, see what they're about.
I mean, always worth meeting a talented scholar.
Vaacin,
I mean, I've got a few more things to grab, but I'm happy to tag along if you want to go make an appointment.
Well, we can wrap up your shopping. I mean, I think I overheard they were going to be here all day, so...
Fantastic.
What bits do
Vaacin.
you need to get?
Vaacin,
Yes.
voice in your head.
Hello, voice in my head. Speak to me.
Somebody with divine magics might be able to help with that thing you were suggesting to Wol.
Vaacin is aware of that.
Cool.
But also doesn't want to out anything about Wol, so he's trying to be chill. Do you want me to roll deception to be chill?
I think we can assume that you remain chill.
Cool.
What I am trying to find real quick is this page of the Troll Skull Alley instructions, where you go and visit Fala Lafilia, the herbalist and member of the Guild of Apothecaries and Physicians.
Ooh.
They live in a 3-story stately townhouse opposite Troll Skull.
You know where Doc lives? It's where Doc lives.
Let's not reference out of stream material.
Yeah, literally being like, hey, you know that character in the other game that's in that weird 3-story house? It's that one. This is where they live.
They have, on sale at the moment, 1 potion of greater healing,
Ooh, blimey.
3 potions of healing, and 6 potions of water breathing.
Ooh.
How much are the water breathing?
250 gold.
Cool.
Actually, no, just give me the full listing, because I won't be able to remember otherwise.
The potion of greater healing and the water breathing potions are 250 gold each. The healing potion is 50 gold.
How long does the potion of water breathing last?
It lasts for 1 hour.
Cool. So I only have like 4 platinum left, so I can't go completely to town here. Actually, we know any one of these is like 25 platinum, isn't it?
Platinum is 10 gold.
Yeah, and it's 250 gold, so that's 25 platinum. How much did you say the regular healing potion was?
50.
Okay, I can't actually afford at least one of these. Actually, you know what? Vaacin just offers to sort of like trade the Moon Touched Greatsword for one of the water breathing potions, and is going to grab 2 of the basic healing potions if they'll take it.
They will accept this trade.
Cool.
They look at the Moon Touch blade and comment that Zaraj might like it.
Zaraj?
A friend of mine. He visits from time to time.
Does he collect weapons?
Yes. He has an interest in them.
Vaacin just goes back into his bag and pulls out the scourge. Might he be interested in this?
I could certainly ask.
Yeah, I just explain what it is. If he wants it, he can leave some money at Troll Skull for it. I'll leave it there for him.
Excellent. I'll let him know where to go.
What was that name?
Zaraj.
I'm going to assume that's how it's spelled, and I will ask you afterwards. But cool, so that's 2 healing, 1 water breathing.
He's
Cool.
half-orc.
Awesome. But yeah, I make the trade. Grab my stuff. I'm assuming I'm still with Nefira at this point.
I think that's
Indeed.
fairly safe to say, yes.
Cool. I think when we leave, Vaacin just sort of sighs and goes, right, cool. It's a dragon visit prepped for. Now need to prepare the funeral.
Yep. I can visit.
Oh, pulls out the potion of water breathing. It wasn't a particularly long conversation last time. And I feel like if I'm gonna go visit, maybe visit on his terms? Rather than have him rescue me and take me out of the water? I feel like the town, the city might be a little upset if there's just regularly a dragon popping out of the harbour.
I somehow don't think that would annoy the people of Waterdeep all that much.
They see a lot.
I mean, I'd love it, but some people are scared of dragons.
That counts.
Also, using spell slots to summon him isn't... Sorry, using my energy to summon him, not great. It was a bit of a risk last time. Nearly passed out. Undiscovered nearly passed... Sorry, nearly passed out. You all thought I was crazy. Just gonna... That's what the potion's for. But gonna do a funeral for Halath as well. So I just need to sort of find a place. See if I can find his temple in town.
Do you even have it? Actually, no, never mind. I was just thinking, would there be one in the what's the name of the area? City of the Dead. Would that be a place worth going to?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I also want to commune with him because there was a conversation when he was not alive, undead. I'm not sure what the appropriate nomenclature is. I don't speak with many undead.
Revenanted?
Let's go with that. About potentially imbuing whatever it was that empowered him into a tool after his passing. And I'd rather do the funeral, commune with him, and ask for permission before deviating from burying him. And sort of like just pats the bag of ashes. You want to come?
Yeah, I need to see something weird and interesting. I have concerns about what you're doing, but I'll bring them up later.
I mean, we've got to walk. Go ahead. Just starts walking towards what he thinks is the right direction. I don't know if Vaacin knows how to get to the City of the Dead.
The Phil is trying to wrap his head around more fact of, so let me get this straight. You want to give him rest, eternal rest, and then kindly put a piece of his essence into something so he's no longer permanently at rest. Or have I missed a step here?
Vaacin sort of, I think Vaacin like pulls to a stop. Okay, I don't know how revenants work. Maybe that divine scholar that you mentioned, maybe they'd know something about it. But at the very least, he definitely deserves a funeral.
Oh, without a doubt.
Right. Let's go find your blackstaffs. Blackstaves? Let's go with blackstaves. And see if we can talk to that person. Though I think might be worth grabbing Wol if we do get an appointment. I imagine Wol might have something, might have some questions that a scholar would know things for.
Do you want to go get him now before?
Well, I mean, we're around the corner, might as well.
Early in the afternoon, Wol, there comes a knock at the shop door.
Just like, oh god, please no, Jackov, see who it is.
Doom, doom, doom.
Is
Wol!
It's like,
He's
hey,
the dragon.
Vaacin. It's like, let them in.
Chekhov opens the door for you.
Thanks, Chekhov. Hey guys, what's up?
Vaacin just turns to Nefera.
Oh, okay. We're making me do this. All right then. Well, apparently the Blackstaffs are having a chat with a very religious person at some point today. Apparently, Vaacin thinks it might be good for you to come along.
Religious person?
I don't know, some divine intervention nonsense.
Oh, huh. Yeah, I mean, Chekhov, do you think you could fill in the orders, these ones?
I think I could get started on them, yes.
Okay, well...
I think this is not quite the right accent, but, hey,
You're doing fine, Chekhov.
He's got a sore throat. It's fine.
He's got a sore throat. Like me. You've been
All the
doing a lot
shouting
of...
and screaming you've been doing.
Yeah.
Not much talking.
Oh, what happened there?
It's like, yeah, I think I can probably leave the shop for a couple hours.
Alright,
Oh.
well,
Roll out after
let's
you
go.
guys.
Oh, sorry.
When you said religious person, like, where are we going? We're not going to a temple, are we? Or are we going to a temple?
Blackstaff? I think you said?
Yeah, Blackstaff, so we need to go. I suppose the best point to go would probably be Blackstaff Tower?
Oh,
He
yeah,
says- He's just thinking, is that the name?
That is the
Yeah,
name
they-
of the tower, yes.
Fantastic.
the castle thing, the school, yeah, I've always kind of wanted to go there, actually. Let's go.
Alright then,
You-
we shall head there. And if it's not wheelchair accessible, I shall summon a friend to carry you.
Oh, good.
You make your
Vaacin
way.
just sort of looks at his muscles and just looks a little disappointed. Follows behind.
You make your way to the very tall and impressive Blackstaff Tower. And head through the entrance and see a reception desk on the inside staffed by a young half-elf who looks up from a pile of paperwork wearing a slightly different uniform to the one that you saw on the students, Nefera, the slightly more ornate, clearly a member of staff rather than a student. Hello, do you have an appointment with Vajra or one of the other members of staff?
No, we came to inquire about a visitor that was coming here. I've heard some of your students in town talking about it.
Ah, yes. The ASMR. The seer.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yes, she's taking a class at the moment. Come with me. See if she will take a moment to talk with you.
That'd be fantastic.
The half-elf gets up from the desk and starts leading you down several corridors, and the corridors in Blackstaff Tower, there's a disorienting effect that you feel these corridors are much longer than they should be. The tower that you saw and approached from the outside shouldn't be able to contain them, and yet the evidence to the contrary on the inside is that they are clearly here, and you are clearly walking down them.
I think Vaacin just quietly whispers to Wol, "Are you able to make buildings like this?"
Oh, God, I wish. That's so cool.
And you see sort of students bustling around, carrying piles of books and scrolls and various learning implements. And
Sorry, it's just the phrase "learning instruments." The listening fork.
Yes. She eventually stops at a double door. Just wait here a moment. She knocks at the door and sort of pushes it open, sticks her head in. Chandra, sorry to interrupt your teaching. We have a couple of visitors here to talk to you. One of them's worked with Force Grey before. Are you okay to see them?
Yes, indeed. Let them in.
This is Vaacin and Nefira.
Nefira, yes. And leans to one side to get a look at the group of you. And I don't recognise you.
Hi.
You are...
Oh, I'm Wol.
Nice to meet you. Do come in. If you could look after my class a moment, gestures.
Yes, of course. The receptionist heads into the room, and you can see a library sort of set out in the room. 5 students in various outfits, paying attention to whatever is written on the blackboard at the front of the room. And now suddenly splitting their attention between trying to keep up with this conversation and this conversation.
I didn't mean to interrupt your class.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. How may I help you?
Chandra, would you like to just describe yourself for a moment?
Yes, so mid-height, quite slight Aasimar. Isn't particularly... Aasimar have the kind of scales on them, but hers are really faint. So really it's only when she catches the light that you would recognise the kind of telltale sign that she's Aasimar. And she's stood very much kind of teacher role, up straight, quite proper. And is just sort of, you can see from her face that she's intrigued. Yes, that's her.
Are we in the classroom?
Yeah, she would have gestured for you to come in.
Oh, God.
I mean, there's a few things. What did you have, Nefira?
I'm sorry, I'm just still blown away by the library in here. It shouldn't be in this space.
It's quite an impressive building, yes. Yeah.
It's wizard stuff.
Yeah, I know.
That's what they said at the monastery. Just accept the wizard stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot going on in here, but I mean, a large library is impressive as any other, just this one comes in a smaller space.
Especially Wizards on the Coastline. It's just accept Wizards of the Coast stuff is what they use as said at the monastery, isn't it?
Oh. Yes, sure. Oh. The irony being that I did spend time at the coastal monastery. Oh, beautiful. No,
So was it my teaching you were interested in, or...?
There are a couple of things. One's a more private matter. But, and sort of just hoists Haleth's remains onto a table? Let's go with that. Onto a table. A friend of ours, a revenant, recently sort of went to rest. And we talked briefly before during his undeath about whether or not he'd want any of his, whatever was animating him, to continue to try and do good things after his, after he passed again. I don't know what the right nomenclature is. You're the religious scholar. They just trained me at my monastery. But we didn't know if it was possible or what we'd have to do, what the ceremony would be.
Okay, interesting. I may have a book on that somewhere. I can certainly have a look. Was that all?
There's a more private matter and sort of just looks around at where the students are.
I can ask them to leave if that would be useful.
Just sort of turns back to Wol.
I feel really bad for interrupting your class. Really, I can't put you out like this.
Lisa just puts his hand on Wol's shoulder. It's okay.
They're students. They'll appreciate the time off.
It's not a problem. They've had a full-on morning. We've discussed a lot. We'll gesture to the receptionist to take them out, much to their displeasure, because they like seeing guests.
You sort of hear a general murmur of complaint that, especially one voice carries through of, "Oh, I thought we were going to see her do something."
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, if your teacher is willing, I'll happily come and show you a magic sword tomorrow. It's got a curse that's been converted into a useful effect, possibly.
I mean, I'm sure they'd be interested. The particular thing they're after is communing. It's not something I do often, and they've been pestering about it since I arrived.
Ooh.
It's not something that I do lightly. I've been trying to teach them that you have to understand that the gods are very busy, and it's not to bother them with trivial things. There are important things and times and places, but them wanting to say hello is not one of them.
I think, there's just a slight giggle. That's it. That's all
Nifira
it does.
ponders it and just rolls a symbol of lol across his fingers. Yeah.
Ward is making an offended noise, like, "Why the fuck are you doing? Put that away." Put that shit away.
I'm intrigued. You can see her sort of stop to ponder how she would word what she's about to say. I knew you were coming. Well, partially, at least. I recognise you two, Vaacin and Nifira. But while you've always been cloaked to me, the vision appeared in a dream. It's something that's happened on and off for a while. It usually they either stop abruptly and I wake in shock, or they fade smoothly. But with this event, it was just like it was cut. You three walk through the door, and as you follow Wol, the dream just ends. It's very unusual. I have no idea why.
Walker like fishes into his tunic and pulls out a necklace that just like, I have this. It protects me from divination. That might be why.
Yeah, that would make sense. It's not something I'd given too much thought, but it does fit. Interesting. Clearly, the gods wanted me to be aware of your arrival, so it must be something important.
Yeah.
I think Vaacin sort of just like gets like lowers down to Wol's height, just grabs his hand and is just like, we can be here with you for this conversation, or we can leave, whatever makes you more comfortable.
I don't know, honestly. It was your idea, about the whole this thing.
It seems a better idea than sitting in a forest.
Yeah, I never, Will's gonna look back at, this new Azamat and be like, so you can divine things, and stuff, and said that the gods, trivial, blah, 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 things. I think that I have one of the big guys or gals, up in here, and I don't know exactly what she wants. I mean, I do, but I also don't, and I'd like her to go away, because, can you help with that, or anything?
I mean, I could speak to Ioun and ask. I was given the vision, for this moment, so that would be, I would assume, important enough. It feels important enough. I wouldn't have been shown it otherwise. So if you have a question, I can most certainly ask. I mean, 3 questions, technically.
It would mean a lot. I mean, I don't really know what I'd ask. Can I look back at Vaacin like, please help?
I think Vaacin sort of just steps in and is like, I feel like a GP talking to a specialist at the moment. It's really weird. Just the local family doctor who doesn't know anything. But no, I mean, so my plan was to try and commune with whatever was speaking to Wol. If you think speaking with Ioun is a better first port of call, then I trust your judgment. I mean, you know more of this than I do.
I could commune straight with this being that is. My concern is at the moment I don't know what it is, and communing can be a challenge depending on the alignment of who you attempt to commune with. So perhaps a conversation with Ioun first might be an option. But I could then continue on if that's something you wanted to do, if Ioun has given me an answer, to see where we get communicating directly. I know for myself with Ioun, I have built to a point where I can get slightly more than just yes or no answers. With other entities, straight yes or no is as good as it gets.
Might be worth going to that one then. Also, why I don't really like this one. Gestures to himself. So maybe then be more agreeable. I don't know.
Seems worth trying to find out first. Own being the knowing mistress, hopefully, will have some wisdom to share with us.
Is now a good time?
As good a time as any. The students will be very devastated to know they've missed this, but it happens. It's part of life and part of education. It can't all be done at once. So yes, if you'd like to think of your 3 questions, whether that's all gestures to Wol regarding your issues or gestures back to Vaacin, the ashes. However, if you come up with your 3 questions, let me know, and I'll see what I can do.
I mean, Vaacin just turns to Wol, and it's just immediately ask whatever you want. As far as I'm concerned, all 3 of these are yours.
I don't know what to ask though.
Who's? What happened to you?
No, I know what happened.
No, but do you know what happened? And like, you know the events, but the details. Like, what did you become? There's sort of like a moment of rapidly dropping into a whisper as he realizes what he's about to say.
It's just like, I mean, I think for now I want to know who they are. If this can be undone, and if not, I want to know if this can be undone, and who they are. I don't know what I'd ask for the 3rd question. I guess it would depend on the first 2.
We can start with 2. There is some time in between to continue if needs be.
Did you need help setting anything up? I know some basics of ritual craft from home.
I should be okay. She digs into her bag of holding and just rifling through, getting a few bits and pieces out, and kind of props a range of things around her on her desk. Sits down quite comfortably. She's still her usual upright. Has a book in front of her, has writing implement out, and just kind of just sits quietly and starts muttering to herself as she sinks into her commune. And she just goes very quiet. You can hear her sort of uttering greetings and beginning the questions.
I think Vaacin just checks if Waller's still wearing that token.
Oh, Waller's not taking that shit off.
It might make things difficult.
Just like, I don't want every single wizard within a mile of here trying to attack me, Vaacin.
She opens one eye slightly. I'm sure you'll be safe in here for a short while. It won't take long.
I was going to say, what wizards are forever trying to attack you?
Long story. I'm sorry. I can't take this off. I'm not comfortable taking this off.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. So my question. Wol is with me, is being communicated with, and we want to know who. Is there any information that you can give us, please?
As Kandra concentrates, a pair of feathered wings flash out of her back. Her eyes start glowing a deep blue, and a third eye opens on her forehead.
Dope.
That's so cool. But they were just like, that's sick. That's rad as hell. If I wasn't terrified, I'd be like,
It's amazing.
but she terrifies me.
You can see that she's overheard that slightly and just grins. And then, like, goes back to straight face of, like, no, I'm concentrating.
Kandra, the voice that you are very used to comes into your head. Nagaya, mother god of war, speaks with her child.
Thank you. She pauses, like she's been looking up as she's been saying that, and she pauses and looks down towards her book. I've been told Nagaya, mother god of war, but that she speaks, slight hitch in breath, to her child.
But she must be confused, because I'm like 25, so that's clearly wrong. So you should probably check on that, because that's clearly wrong. That's clearly wrong.
By the way, we appreciate the awesome title Mother God of War.
Don't hype them up. I was just going to hit you.
Hyping them up. I'm just saying the name is cool. Consider yourself the son of a god of war.
I am not.
So with that, what will your second question be?
I guess... What do they want?
Okay.
No,
Would you
wait,
look-
no, wait, no, I know what they want. Can this be undone?
Okay. I'll ask. And she'll look back up and go back into muttering, what can be done about this? Can this be undone or changed in any way? Advice would be very welcome.
He is what he is. It cannot be changed. I'm sorry.
Thank you. She'll bring her head back down and will just sigh. He is what he is, and it can't be changed. In fact, Iona actually apologized. That's unusual, but so is all of this. So yes, your third question?
Wol kind of looks just devastated at that news and is just kind of like sunken into himself. It's like, oh, okay. Doesn't seem to have the guts left to think of any other questions.
It's not the news I was expecting or hoping for. I can understand the perhaps processing time this will require. You are welcome to come back if you have more questions. I do travel, but I will be here a little while longer. If someone else would like to place the third question, it is there available.
I think, yeah, Vaacin looks to Nefira first.
I was about to say, I looked the same to you, just like, do you have a question?
I think Vaecin's there. He's sort of like looking between like the bag of ashes and Wol, and there is anger on Vaecin's face, like full trembling fury. And he's trying to just figure out what on earth he'd ask. And I think just in a moment of composure, and knowing that she'll still be around, he will inquire about essentially about Halath. Essentially, like, is there a way that what he was can continue to do good?
Okay.
And if and that's about it. Like, sort of the mechanical aspect of it.
Yeah. So yeah, she will look back up and proceed to mutter her question.
What is the exact wording on the question?
How much wood would a woodchuck kill?
Goddamnly knowledge code something very specific wording on their questions.
Rogue, Rogue, do you want to?
Yeah. How can the essence and being that was Halath continue to do good deeds now they have passed?
Halath lived and died, as is the right of all mortals. They can continue to do good by living in their example. Let them rest.
Thank you.
The light fades.
I appreciate your time as she's dropping out of the last bit.
I think, hearing that, I think Vaacin mutters a few words in Draconic to Ayun as well.
We heard
Never
that.
good to piss off a god.
And she will just convey that word for word in a much more just sort of matter-of-fact way than the previous ones. She's not so emotionally taken by this one.
It's to be frank, that's what I expected. And just sort of like puts a hand on like wherever he'd put Halath's ashes, and just sort of like looks towards Wol to see how Wol's holding up.
Wol is still very clearly shell-shocked at this news and is just kind of disassociating in the corner.
As I said, I'm here for a while longer. Given the news that you were given and the importance of it, there is the possibility of other questions. I can't promise that I will get answers. I don't know whether it still stands that you would want to directly commune with Nagaya. It might not be the most wise, but yes, I move on relatively soon, but you could send word to Blackstaff Tower to see if I'm still here, and I'm sure they could tell you where I've gone.
I mean, I think we're due underground in a couple of days. Is there a good time to visit you tomorrow? We can send word if we don't need to take your time.
Yes, I mean, I will be here teaching, so it would be okay to drop in if you need to. But yeah, I believe it's probably probably going to need some time to process. Looks back over at Wol.
Same.
Yeah, that was not at all what I expected that dream would have led to. But as I said, it was unusual, so I knew it was going to be something on the larger size, but not quite that.
We'll leave in a moment, but do you have any books on her?
Yes, I believe I do. You surrounding the bag of holding that she dug into previously, there are stacks of books that she's got out to make various points to her students previously, and she will proceed to pull yet another book out. Turns back with the book. I grew up in a library. Collecting books has become a bit of a thing, so you're welcome to borrow this one. If it can be returned here, that would be very appreciated. It may not have a huge amount, but some of the basics at least. So I hope that it helps. If I do come across other books on my travels, I'm due to be travelling on to other libraries. I will try and send word, but I can't promise. It's not something that I understand there's a huge amount of writing on. But yes, I wish you luck. I believe you will need it.
Thank you for your time. And I think Vaacin sort of like drops a couple of like monastery honorifics in there, like nothing that he'd have ever said around anyone else. Like something that's not quite for like a high elder, but like one of the medium ranks of the monastery, and just sort of takes the book off her hands, and sort of just stands aside with Wol, before sort of like just grabbing the wheelchair and putting the book in Wol's lap, just to let him remain shell-shocked and look after him.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I can help you with for now?
I think Vaacin has one little giggle. You know anything about how to become a dragon?
That is a question for John.
No, you don't.
Count.
You know how to
Unfortunately,
sing your dragon music.
You know that you have fought dragons.
yes, I don't have any information about becoming one, unfortunately. I have fought one. A red dragon, Palaxis.
Ooh, that sounds like they'd be a nasty one. How old?
It wasn't pleasant. It was, well, the rest of the events surrounding it that was worse, actually. It was 15 years ago. I was in a group fighting the 4 elemental cult. We got pulled in after a trade caravan went missing, and the final node for us was fire. And Imix was summoned, and he's the Fire Prince. And yes, Halanaxis was bad, but Imix would have been worse. We had to fight to to close the node, the earth node. No. Wait. No, the fire node. And you can see that she's stumbled. I'm
sorry, I don't mean to distress you.
It's okay. A while back, the skies turned red. The fiery symbol was seen burning in the sky, and I gained other memories of another self, and I fought Ogramok, the Earth Prince, as the final node. The memories almost sit as vividly as each other now, but I know that they are not truly mine. I have always been very linked to the gods, and it therefore doesn't surprise me that something like that happened, but it's still very unsettling. But yes.
I don't know if it would be cathartic, or at least of interest. But if you are a religious scholar and need to talk to people who understand encounters with dragons, you could go to my monastery on your travels and sort of just like wait, just get an affirmation.
Yeah, so I do travel a lot, so I'm sure I will be somewhere nearby at some point. It might be nice to take some time out and meet others.
Vaacin just sort of gives the rough directions and like any past protocols, if there's any that I don't recall if I've said if there are any. But basically says, yeah, just tell them Vaacin Cairtle named you a guest, and just thanks them for their time.
Shall, thank you. I do hope you have a good day and take the time you need to ponder on what's been said. As she goes to sort of gesture you out the door. Wait, hang on. And she dives back into her bag of holding and pulls out another book, and without any page flicking to find the right thing she was looking for, just opens the book at that page. She knows exactly where it is. I believe this is for you. And she pulls out a piece of paper. There's no other writing around it. The rest of her book is scrawled with lines written between lines, notes all over the place. This is on a clean piece of paper, no writing on the back. It's been specifically left because she's known at some point it's going to be important, but until now hasn't known where. It reads, "The past and future twist. The adversary of my mistress is coming. Must protect the truth or the darkness will fall, but the heroes aren't there. The past that you run from needs to be confronted. Salgarth flows to the port you seek, but the many-legged weaver watches the way. All eyes will be on you in the port of the skull. The one who was 3 might split again, a new dawn." I believe this belongs to you. I have a sense that it's yours. It may not mean anything yet, but hopefully it will in time.
Just to check, is that just at Vaacin or Wol or the group?
Generally the group. I don't know, John, does she get a sense of one in particular?
No.
No, just generally. I believe.
Are we past like a piece of paper, or is it just?
Yeah.
You are past a piece of paper.
She's torn it out of the book folded it in half and handed it to you. I don't know if this is for yourselves, particularly your group, someone on your travels, but it is meant to be given now. I know that much.
And for the sake of those of you that might be trying to make notes, there is a note now, there is a handout for you.
Yay!
Under player
Feels good,
handouts,
but-
you will find Kandra's prophecy.
Navira just sighs over the side of that. Just goes, why can't these things ever be clear?
I wish I knew.
I think Vaacin takes the paper and just slips it inside the book that we borrowed. Just like, we'll deal with that as a pile when we get home.
Just the pile on top of Wall. Wall is part of the pile you need to deal with also. So,
Gets home, gives it to Ick. Ick opens it up. Ick is free! You have presented me.
Because we
You're
give it
presenting-
literacy.
You presented Ick with knowledge. Ick is free!
God, that would be the way we free it from his bond, wouldn't it? Make him smarter.
Oh. But yeah, I think we make to leave. Or just
Yeah.
Vaacin makes to leave with Wall.
Good luck.
Well, I was going to say,
Thank you kindly.
I'll let Vaacin and Wol get ahead a bit, and I'll stop by the door and I'll turn back. And I do have a fun question to ask you.
Yes?
How do you deal being half of something better?
Oh.
It's not easy and quite the process. I have to trust that Ione knows and will tell me what I need to know. I just have to trust. Maybe not the answer you were looking for. But it's taken time.
Okay. When you figure out a way of removing the latter half, I'm interested to know. And just walks off, catches up to the others.
As they as you guys leave, you can hear the students coming back in and they're whinging because they figured out what was happening. Not that they wouldn't have heard anything, but they just could kind of half see through one of the window sort of bits that communing had happened and they'd missed it, and they're very miffed.
Nefira has an idea for later.
Yeah, what Vacen's too preoccupied with prophecy book Wall. Just like shit.
Prophecy book, Wall, prophecy book, Wall, prophecy book, Wall. Oh my god.
All book prophecy.
Book prophecy of Wall. Wait, no.
That sounds like a really good book series. We should write that.
The
I
prophecies
just
of
want to
Wall.
go to bed for a really long time. I have so many orders to finish today.
You know what?
Chekhov will be fine. I'm sure he won't shoot himself in the foot. Maybe.
I sort of imagine that there's like the magical school equivalent of like an elevator or like an escalator. And like if that's such a thing, he will just sort of like turn Wall around and just be like, right. For me, the comfort food is noodles. What's your comfort food?
I once ate an entire deer in one sitting. Like, the entire thing.
How big a deal are we talking? Like barking deer? Full red deer?
No, it was a full male stag.
So is venison your comfort food?
It's more quantity.
You still haven't answered the question about, like, how big a deer?
Like a large category size large. Someone could have ridden on it. I was really depressed. Okay, I was really sad.
Right?
The first like full looking you up and
$200
down, it's like, you look good for eating that much.
It's like, yeah, Wol is like terrified. You see Wol eat like a lot. Like he's always snacking, but he's like also chronically underweight. Like he looks kind of very thin all the time. He's kind of got a baby face, but like he's bone thin.
It's fine, I can dig that. I'm that kind of person. Noise the hell out of my sister.
My metabolism's insane.
It's like a hunter's lodge
In
the sea? I don't know.
I feel like Wol should know this because he probably did used to be part of like a hunter's guild. There's the Emerald Enclave. I don't know if they allow that, but there's rangers there. I don't need an entire deer or anything. I just, if I could have like a lot of food, maybe like a pig, like a boar.
Oh, a nice boar on a spit. That'd be lovely.
That'd be good. Spit roast would be good. I could go for a spit roast right now. I could also go for a sit down and a bath and a cry and everything.
How about we take you home? You can have your bath. We'll sort out a big roast pig and we'll have a nice meal at Troll Skull. Sound good?
Yeah. I'm sorry about this.
No, just no. And give us a big old hug for the rest of the elevator journey.
If Hero just quietly, casually leaning against the walls, like, you got nothing to apologise for. I feel like I joined in something that was meant to be a bros trip.
You get to the top of this flight of stairs, and as you're looking down the flight of stairs, wondering how you're going to get down with Wol, and also where this flight of stairs came from, because you certainly didn't take one up on the way in, but it's there now.
Looking around the place, like, there's no one built a ramp.
Just like, this building is actively inaccessible for me. This is bullshit. I've had like such a shit day. I'm gonna scream at an architect.
As you stand at the top of the flight of stairs, wondering where it came from, the balcony that you're stood on suddenly lowers itself down to the ground level.
Oh.
And the safety guardrail that wasn't there, and then it was there when the stairs went away, now opens up and lets you out. Think like the moving stairways of Hogwarts, but just like, instead of swinging round, it slid downwards.
Up and down. Yeah,
What, no longer mad? It's like, oh.
The Fuhrer is mad, but he's mad in like a way that's like, this place is so incomprehensible.
I'm no longer angry about the stairs. I'm angry about the fact that this wasn't advertised. This is bullshit.
As you step off it, the balcony goes back up into its original placement, and you see several students are like stood there like, where'd the floor go?
Down here!
And it slides back into place and they start going down the stairs.
Fuhrer's mind just explodes at all the Metrovania rules just being broken in front of him.
Physics.
I love how
Architecture.
it's just like someone trying to understand it but broken. One person who's just could probably understand it but isn't inquiring about it and is just angry that it's being weird. And then there's just I just know. Just know even.
You're like, I have other things to worry about right now, and that is the fact that Wol is just like, I will depression eat you all out of house and home.
Please don't. Rascal is the only thing keeping a house above the roof over my head. Although we do have some meats in the freezer that do need clearing out, so I will accept you eating that.
Yeah, I mean, I actually can eat like anything.
We'll get a couple of more.
We should also really put Halath to rest.
Yes.
Yeah, we can
So-
scatter the ashes in the city of the dead.
Let's go do that first.
Sounds wise.
Meanwhile, for a start, shall I just say thanks to you now, Sean, and
Yeah, can do. I'll toddle off.
send you on your way. Thank you for joining us, Sean.
Have fun, peeps.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for tolerating our
It's awesome
bullshit.
having you.
It's all good. See ya.
We'll come back to more of that at the end. But meanwhile, is everybody here who's at the Spire of the Morning?
Yes.
What have we got? Steam Chew is currently muted.
Are you with us, Christy?
Christy,
Are you with us?
Sorry, I did not realise I was muted.
Christy, wake up.
This is
There we
fair.
go.
You,
I was here that whole conversation, by the way. I had not realised that I had muted. I'd muted because somebody sent me something.
You wait for several hours outside the High Radiance's office. And eventually, Athasar comes out and invites you into the office.
Oh, it's about time. Basically, get straight up and start walking straight in, straight past.
Sat behind, comparatively to the rest of the building, a lot of this building is very flashy and expensive. And this office, from the outside, looks like it's going to follow suit, but as you get inside, it is a fairly functional room. And sat behind a large desk with piles of paperwork on it is a smooth-skinned human female with long braided hair that is white with age. It's difficult to tell how old she is. She could be mid-30s, she could be 60s, she could be 70s, and be very good for her age. She is quite clearly looked after herself. And she wears fairly simplistic robes in the colours of Lathander. Yes, Nuri and
Yes, this is
I wasn't.
Sergeant,
I wasn't sure if Athasar had merely forgotten your name.
Officer had better not. Athasar was not in my good books.
You have made that quite clear to Athasar, hence his expediency in getting you in here. I suppose that the Church of Lathander, the Spire of the Mornings, does rather owe you something of an explanation, Nuri.
Yes, about time. I mean, finally occurred to me that you might not want me around, and I really don't get why it is. Why you keep on sending me off. Well, to be fair. No. I probably am better off without you all now, but still.
It was... possibly a lapse in good judgment. Not all who follow the Morning Lord claim absolute wisdom or an ability to exercise his will. There were a number of you who came to our care at around the same time. And there was a foretelling. Are you familiar with the name Amanator?
We have heard it before.
Aminato.
Roll me religion checks.
Right.
Should be
If
pretty
I
good.
do this, I'll be surprised.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just wondering if it's something they would have taught, but
Well,
no,
you fetch
it
it.
was
Oh, for God's sake. I thought something had
maybe
happened.
wasn't something they'd sort of think we'd catch on to.
Right.
It's not something they would have taught you at
No.
the school, but it might be something that you'd heard about.
15.
I've rolled, it just depends whether or not it comes through.
Come on, dice.
Modern technology. Now, to be fair, when it came down to my whole system, decided to go. It blinked black, came back, and obviously disconnected.
Foundry,
It-
yeah,
it-
mine's
beyond
all
and everything
restarted.
else.
Yeah, mine's all just restarted as well.
I don't know why I know that's been happening, but still.
Right. Oh. Play the game. Is it gonna play?
It's a good question.
Oh, there we go.
Oh! Seems ridiculous considering I'm proficient in it.
I mean,
Oof.
it's a high score for rolling a 2 on the dice, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nuri, you've not heard of it. You've mostly heard the teachings that they teach around Lathander. And so haven't heard of Amanator.
No.
You don't remember exactly where. Possibly somewhere in A-Star. Amanator is an ancient, old sun god. He has not been worshipped or spoken about for a century or so in the wide sphere. There are small pockets of people who worship him, but for the most part, around the time of the Spell Plague, nearly 2 centuries ago, it was generally accepted that Amanator was no longer the god of the sun, and Lathander is. Shan says, if it helps Wol, I'm going to eat a mountain of flapjack after that appearance.
Thank you.
I've heard stories. He's an old god, is he not? Lost his worshippers. One about the sun or something.
Yes. Amanator. Amanator was once the god of the sun, and now Lathander is generally accepted as this.
Well, hang on a second. How does a god lose his godship of what it's a god of? I thought there were multiple gods of different things, like... I know there's multiple gods of death.
There are multiple gods of some things, and there are times where even gods can die. As happened during the time of troubles, gods die, and other gods rise to take the space.
God was killed.
It was suspected that Amanator split. He did not die, he diverged into 3 separate gods. Lathander, the god of the dawn, light, the morning lord. Another god of the midday sun, and a god of the dusk, the setting sun.
Yeah, I mean, I get the idea that you have sort of subsections of gods for different things, but what does that have to do with me? It's literally orphaned on your doorstep. What problem am I to you?
There was a prophecy that spoke of a worshipper left on our doorstep who would reunite the separate gods. And return Amanator.
That's a bad thing? Is that why you're sending Nuri away?
It is an unknown.
Then why is it me? It might not be me, but there was others.
It might not be. We have tried to keep all of those who it might be at arm's length. Monitor where they are, but keep them away from common worship, from the Spire. You have done great things out there as being a part of this world. You have the potential to do more. But we fear what might happen if you are here.
What is... I mean... Shouldn't you have sent me away earlier? And you could have given me another job to do. Something. This is all I've known. I don't really have much of a purpose outside of searching for things for you.
Yes, maybe we should have done. The path before the Morning Lord, it didn't allow us to turn you away. It didn't allow us to neglect your care. But equally, this prophecy, we know not what its repercussions could be if Amanator is made whole again. It is an unknown quantity and something that we can't risk.
I mean, I'm hardly going to walk up to a god and be like, hey, here's your other half.
Even then, why would it be a bad thing for this god to come together?
Because we do not know this god.
You know a part of it.
But what is to say that a part of it... Lathander, we know. Lathander, we know his teachings.
And you know Lathander is not whole. How do you know that you are following the right teachings if he is coming from a being which is not whole?
He is whole enough to be the god of the dawn.
Oh yeah, but that's just a title. I'm whole enough to be Sergeant It's a name. Doesn't change what a person is or was. And if it is not whole, then surely maybe this is time for it to be turned whole.
If that is the way the world...
But you will not let it happen. If you are allowing this to be the will of the gods, then why on earth are you turning some people away because of a prophecy given to you by the gods? If it is their will, surely it is their will. I thought that's what all you religious types did.
We follow the path in front of us and interpret the teachings as we can.
Even you don't know if you've done the right thing.
No.
And you've gone and affected my Nuri for that sake. Well, come on, speak for yourself.
We know the teachings. One of the teachings that we uncovered of Amanator. He went by another name, Atar the Merciless.
Yeah, because there's tons of guys I know walking around called that. You know, just gonna run into them up a mountain somewhere.
It's not...
Anyway, wasn't your ideas... Sorry.
No, you go. This is your fight here, Nuri, you go.
I was gonna say, anyway, wasn't your idea a bit skewed if you were... Surely if you wanted to stop me going out and doing this thing, you would have kept me under lock and key.
If you were here...
Because there was more risk of me finding it.
The prophecy states that you would have been here. If you were not here, you couldn't do it.
Then you have gone completely daft with your idea. You sent Nuri away to go and find artifacts and bring them back to you. You perhaps have created the path to your own destruction if that is what you believe.
If that is the path that lays in front of us, that is the path we shall walk down.
Then why have you been trying to affect the path? Nuri is a good person.
Yes. We have taught
And
her
you?
well.
Don't you dare take credit. Not after what you've just been saying, don't you dare take credit. Nuri is good because Nuri is good. That has nothing to do with you.
It is the path we laid in front of her. The
And
teachings.
you may have just... You may have just made it because, in theory, if it's going to happen here, then that must mean somebody here is not prophecy.
What did you do with the others?
They're on similar quests.
Or maybe it was some of the others who were actually part of it.
It is
You
possible.
know,
I don't think these people are good for you, Nuri. I don't know
No,
if they
beginning
know
to
what
think
they
that now.
speak or what they think they have learned. They do not know. And it is infuriating me. You meant to be the big cheese and guiding everyone else, and you don't even know what step you're gonna take next. Tuh.
And you know the path you are taking.
No, at least I can admit that. I know roughly where I wish to aim. I know what I want to attain. I know what I wish. I just have no idea how to get there, but I do not need a false prophecy to tell me what is to do wrong.
what is right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
It was like a little add-on, yeah.
I can only apologize for what has happened. We did what we thought was right.
It shames me that Riordan's statue is here. It does not deserve to be in a place of such blasphemy. In such a terrible location. For the people who are blindly wallowing and not knowing what on earth they believe in. Not properly. And obviously have no faith in your God either. Now turn around. I'm getting to the point. I'm just going to go stand by the door. It's on you now, Nuri.
You can see my friend is very passionate.
Yes.
He knows what is right and what is wrong clearly better than you. So, if you want me gone, we will go. That does not mean to say that the prophecy will not come true.
No.
So I know where you live. Right.
I'm sorry, Nuri. We did what we thought was right.
Then you are fools.
Because you might have now just brought your own downfall. What was the name of that person?
Amanator.
But the other guy that you think might be the other part of him.
Another name for Amanator. Atar the Merciless.
It's Atar the Merciless. If he is real, he's going to have a lot to say for himself. If I ever come across him. This is still the crazy thing. Is that it's still only ifs. Don't know for certain.
Throwing some names in the chat of the game for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Merciless. Would surprise me if he's merciless when he comes back. You've been denying him his whole. Sort of mumbling to myself, don't worry too much. Not like directing it at anybody.
Also denying what was his before.
Yes. We know the teachings of... No, I'm just going to say the same things again.
That should be expected by a follower who does not know who leads them. Come on, Nuri. There's no point wasting your time here. You're obviously not going to get any further answers.
Obviously not.
I am definitely not going to find my peace.
Oh, we will go and find our peace elsewhere. Don't think there'd be need for me to return ever again.
You leave the spires of the morning.
I want to say one last goodbye to Riordan.
Okay.
I find that great shame, but you are in this building now. I thought it was an honor, but knowing who and seeing how they stand, it's sacrilege for even you to be here. All deserve so much better. But I'm sorry I cannot move your stone. Just know that you are better than anybody being higher or lower plane in existence than anyone in this building. You stood for a much better place. Perhaps I'll take you there one day, Nuri. I'll take you to A-Star. That'll be a place for you to belong. Everyone belongs there. None of this tosh about their gods and not knowing and knowing what they say. Well, let's go. Let's go before I do something stupid.
Let's go home.
Yeah.
Troll Skull is now home.
Yeah. We are your family. I'm sorry about what you've had to go through. It's not fair. Not right. I can only hope that we make your days better.
It's okay. There's no point dwelling in the past. There's not much we can do about it now.
True.
I just have some more answers to go forward. It's also now thinking, what is my life going to be without this great quest that they sent me on?
A wise person said to me once, "It is what you decide to make it now." Well, it was something along those lines. It was a monk up on the top of a mountain. He seemed quite wise.
Yeah.
Well, you have
Not
an
merciless,
opportunity.
I take it.
You what, sorry?
You said he seemed quite wise, not merciless.
Oh, no, he didn't seem to be. I mean, he seemed quite nice. He had a giant fish swimming around and all that lot. I don't think he was too merciless. Then again, I suppose you have no idea what people are like until you get to know them properly.
No. Exactly.
You arrive back at Trollskull Manor late in the afternoon to find Nefira and Vaacin cooking up a storm and Wol sat in a corner shell-shocked.
I've eaten 4 rotisserie chickens and the pain won't go away.
I don't know where he puts it. It's horrifying. One of them was like not even fully cooked. He's gonna have food poisoning.
I mean, God, you worried about that one. The third one, the third one, I basically had to quickly breathe lightning on, just so it's actually had any cooking.
I've eaten things which are still screaming. The fact of the matter, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Anyway,
I don't know how you
it just
feel about this
shouts to the
basic,
back. How's the boar doing? To whoever's in the back.
Shut. Needs another 10 minutes.
How long's the second one gonna take?
It's about half an hour.
Does Ick actually know time, or is he just sort of guessing and saying things?
No, I've given him his hand timer.
Yeah, he roughly knows time. He's had it explained to him at least once.
We'll say that'll be out to the heroes. 10 minutes. An hour later. 5 minutes.
Oh, you guys gonna be about later? Was gonna. Actually, just to quickly check, we haven't had the funeral for Halath, have we? We're gonna just like skipped time.
I assume that you haven't.
I think when it came down to it, we laid a little bit of rest, but we took a moment down there, but we didn't do a proper funeral. No.
Yeah. So yeah, Face is just gonna be like. So after the second ball, we were gonna go to the City of the Dead to put Halath's ashes to rest. A little bit of an evening service.
No, that'd be nice.
Oh, yeah. Nuri?
Yes?
You're gonna like... Well, I mean... You grew up with, like... studious priests, right?
Just walks off at that point.
Well, yeah. Not the best conversation at the minute, from what I found out today. Which I've got you a lot to catch up with, but yes, I suppose so.
Yeah, well, we had a conversation too, and sort of like quickly dashes from the kitchen, grabs the book and the piece of paper from wherever it's been moved to now. I'm assuming it's not still in Wolf's lap because we didn't want to get chicken on it.
I'm depressing. Leave me alone.
We need the book.
passes it over. Do you make heads or tails or any of that?
Sorry, what was it again? You say you've been speaking with some...
Oh, there was this religious scholar, divine wizard? I don't know their official title. It was an Asimar who can talk to a god. We spoke to a god about stuff. And then they gave us, like, the book's relevant, but they gave us this as well, this prophecy or excerpt, and just sort of push that towards Nuri before running back into the kitchen to stop the inevitable grease fire of whatever Vacin's put down.
I'll hand it to him and I'll shout back, "What prophecy? I've got a prophecy as well told to me today."
It's the scrap of paper!
Prophecies. Get this grease off the fire.
Oh god, oh god, oh god. And just does what he can to put out the fire. Prevent it.
Nuri, for the sake of the prophecy and everything, I'll read it again for you. The past and future twist, the adversary of my mistress is coming. Must protect the truth, or the darkness will fall, but the heroes aren't there. The past that you run from needs to be confronted. Salgarth flows to the port you seek, but the many-legged weaver watches the way. All eyes will be on you in the port of the skull. The one who was 3 might split again, a new dawn.
I think Vaacin shouts to you from the other room. The only bit that made sense to me was like the spiders sound like love. Port of the Skull seems very on the nose. Probably Skullport. And that was the river the other day, right?
Yeah. I mean, Nuri will will read it and then go into the kitchen rather than shouting. It's like, well, you realise that Well, I suppose you don't realise.
Excuse me, you're in front of the spices. Thank you.
Step back.
Do you want me to summon a friend? I can summon a friend right now.
It's the extremely hot sauce. Pours it all over the bowl.
No. Set it on your portion. Put it on your portion, or I'll zap you.
I am pouring it on my portion. Whole thing's my portion. I need food.
How many chickens are we eating tonight? Jesus. Just runs out to the back to grab any other chickens.
Chicken?
Can we stop talking about chickens for a minute? I'm waving a bit of paper around.
I think, after a minute or so, Vaacin does come back in holding like 3 more chickens. Yeah?
Well, the end of the prophecy, you've just told me that I might be the one doing that, so we might have a bit of a situation.
Say what now?
What? Okay, right, so I went up to my old monastery, just to find out what I'm meant to be doing, because they've never ever told me properly what I'm meant to be doing. Anyway, they've told me that they need me away from that place because, how do you say it? Amanator, which is a god, which lost his job, got split into 2, and
3, wasn't it?
3, yeah. Was it in this prophecy? Yeah, in 2 or 3. Split into 3, and apparently I may be one out of, I don't know, about 12 that might put him back together again. No help whatsoever? No. No interest?
I think Vaacin just sort of like... It's a very daft image, because you've got this Dragonborn who for once isn't in his armour, just holding 3 chickens, barely just in the doorway, looking at Nuri, just like...
A gnome.
What? Just like this gnome, and occasionally just there's just a chicken moving, and just going...
Oh, for heaven's sake, Nuri is just going to summon a friend to kill the chickens.
The Swedish chef.
Pass the chickens to the spectre, I guess.
Oh no, it's not a spectre, it's a shadow.
To the shadow?
Yeah, shadow thing. It's literally like a shadow version of Nefira.
How does it hold?
Don't ask these questions, and don't ask how it's intended to kill them. Just give it a minute.
There's a screeching chicken sound. And then nothing else.
Can you not do that in front of me? I seem to remember Nuri's vegetarian. Way back when.
I'm sorry, we have 2 meat eaters that want a lot of meat, and someone's comfort eating.
I know, but I'm kind of stood here telling you a prophecy that might bring the end to our lives.
If you give me 5 minutes, I'll wash my hands and just sort of put just towards like a big pot where he's made some noodles, and I'll bring you some noodles. There's no meat in them. Until just like follows through.
Waving the thing. So prophecy.
We're well aware of prophecy and doom.
There's fire.
Right. I'll come
She'll
back
just
with
walk
food,
out
goats.
walk out of the kitchen and be like.
Yeah, 5 minutes later, Vaacin will come out with like at least a portion of the noodles for himself and for Nuri to sit down and actually talk about this properly. As to Nefira, I'm guessing he's having fun with the shadows.
Well, he'll be eating the meat and like almost a soldier-esque rationed meal. And I'm wondering why the shadow hasn't gone away yet.
Turns out it's Ick who's controlling the shadows all along, and he needs it for the rest of the boar. But no, so you've got. So you're a prophecy of doom?
It might be. This is the whole thing. They decided just to send me away rather than explaining. because one of us lot that they took in, adopted, might be, well, should be, one of the ones that put this guy back together again.
Can I roll a religion check to sort of respond to the names once this is actually properly explained?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, I've got no modifier to this, so it's entirely the dice.
No
Nope.
idea.
No idea whatsoever.
You've heard of Lathander.
I mean-
you know about Lathander and that he is the Morning Lord. That's about it.
I mean, there's a scholar in the Blackstaff's Tower who you might be able to talk to tomorrow about it, but I could always send a message back home to see if they know anything about those names. I mean, we're more dragons than gods, but dragons and gods, they cross over.
I prefer
Yeah.
dragon over a god.
Me too, buddy.
Wol's gonna roll into the kitchen and just start like picking at the ball. I don't care that it's over the fire, Rick. I'm hungry.
And to be fair, it's the best time to grab it.
I do like how over the course of the session, John has slowly but surely moved everyone into a circular pattern
Yeah,
around Mason.
I saw that, and now my Firefox has crashed. So I'm just like, great, cool. So like we've died. You notice?
I got
just-
bored with the map.
It's okay.
I was like, oh, we're being attacked by the goblins. We're all upstairs.
I slowly moved you into a very small circle and then I expanded the circle.
I'm just like a measuring device.
Vaacin is in the middle of the circle.
Worship me. No.
At about
Oh, that would be dangerous.
At about this point, one, after hearing thump, 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 and the sound of wood cracking as takes a stump of wood upstairs, I'm going to say that this is the end of the session.